Alrighty, got another fairly new course for you, Bushwood. There's some crazy weather as part of the default here on this round, and it escalates throughout the round. It's one of the weirdest ones that I've seen so far as like we're starting out now. It looks kind of like sunrise maybe or sunset, and we start off on a short par 4. I think I'm playing the yellow tees. It was like at 5,900 yards. It's a pretty short course. Looks like there's a lot of water everywhere for sure. First shot, 116 yards. Oh, almost in the jar for an eagle, but we'll take a birdie. Also, guys, check out the very top of the screen, the last update, version 1.3.7.1. We now have wind. So we're just playing the breezy setting. I will go over the wind settings at some point, and we can play some rounds with super gusty wind or not. Now here's another good shot on 2, and we go back-to-back birdies to start the round. This is an incredibly hot start to the round for me personally. Our first par 5 of the day, 478 yards. Just laying up here. We're going to keep an eye on 2 things. One, what we think of Bushwood Country Club, the layout, the landscape, the weather. 2, what we think of the new wind gauge up at the top and the effects that it has. Can we notice when something's a little more breezy? And 3 would be the new follow trace camera that we're seeing right now. We get a low delay or high delay, and you can turn off the follow cam and just watch it kind of hit into the distance. That might be something fun to try at some point as well. Look at this, guys. Another bounce in for another birdie. So we are -3 through 4, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm basically unstoppable. That turns into a 235-yard par 3, which is pretty nuts. But we go chip hunting for this par, and get out of there with a par is good on any day. Still at -3. We do have some screw-ups on this round. This is not one of them. Very nice drive with water in front of you left, and then long right. That's kind of a difficult tee shot. 160 remaining, -3. Playing a fade in there. It's got to get a good bounce. And it does, and that's another birdie. We are -4 through the first 6 holes, and that takes us to hole number 7. Starting off with a little pull yank left. Could use a good bounce to get into the green, and of course we get it. Oh no, we didn't. Looked like it rolled onto the green there, but it's gonna make me pitch it in. Ooh, almost pitched it in the hole, but into the 1-putt circle is what I was referring to, because we'll get a par that way and move on to hole number 8. Another par 5 here. Kind of flailed at it and hit it into this right fairway bunker. Gotta remember there's a little bit of wind up there, pushing it left to right. This time it helps me lay up right in the center of the fairway, and we get a 114 shot. Pretty flat lie with no wind. We hit a little draw in there that just comes up short of our desired birdie circle, but we'll take the par. And we are off to hole number 9, where things start to fall apart. This thing is spinning way too much and way too high and goes in the water. So now we're laying up, and I just kind of aimed left to make sure I didn't try and cover too much of the ocean there. And that leaves 182 left, which this shot was okay, but kind of left it open and flailed it into the rough here by the green on a weird slope, kicking downhill, and that does not hold onto the one's putt circle at all. So we go water, 2-putt, and bad approach. That's going to bring us to a triple bogey, and almost all of our hard work on the front 9 is erased. We follow that up with, of course, a terrible drive, but what I want you to start noticing is how the rain has started coming down now, and it's starting to get pretty intense. So we go from sunshine on the front 9 and beautiful weather to rain and a all-time shank there. Sometimes I don't know how to play golf, and that was just really bad. And for those of you who think the Garmin's not very accurate, it got that direction and height and everything basically perfect. So we bogey that one. All of the birdies are gone. Even par going to 11. And this is not a great shot either. Kind of flailed up to the left in the rain, downhill, trying to keep it in there, and thankfully it does. We get the par, moving on to the 12th hole. Rain really coming down now into some kind of twilight hour likeness. This one's going to find the rough on the right, but short enough hole that I think we'll be okay as long as we hit a good one out of there. Needs a good kick, and it does get up onto the green to just get a par and move on. We're still at even for the day, so all in all, not too bad. Really short par 4 here, 267. Didn't really feel like swinging the driver with the car there, so just a good that was pretty unimpressive. Really short on that chip, and then really short on this chip again, and it's on like a hill, and it brings it all the way back down for a 2-putt bogey, and we are now in the positives for the first time today. Tough driving hole here, water everywhere. 13th. Just going with a hybrid, trying to hit it out there. Ends up being middle, with a good yardage in for our second shot. And a draw right at the hole, but it comes up a little short, and oh, we almost got hit by lightning. Now we got lightning. And a good chip there almost went in. The very latest Chevnik condominiums. I don't know what that sign said. If you know what that sign said, comment below. Par 5 here, where I decide to hit it out of bounds left with a heel top pole. So hitting the same club again is always an interesting proposition after you do such a bad swing. But it's a par 5. There's still hope. We're going to try and advance it here with 2:40 to go. And that's peeling back nicely into the fairway. 30 yards left. 15th. Trying to put this close or maybe even in. And almost does, but that's going to be another bogey. And unfortunately, we've gone from -4 to +2 just in 6 holes. No, 7 holes. No, 6 holes. So, +6 through the last 6 holes is not great. We're lucky that we started so hot, or else this round would be unwatchable. 145 left, playing a fade. Need a good bounce. Oh, and just a half a yard away from being a birdie, and that looked like it's on the green, but it's going to make me chip this for some reason. We got lightning going in the background again, and I just hit the best chip ever for that little short distance, 3.9 yards, and in we get it back to +1. Our 160 shot goes left right away. Let's see, we're trying to hold on to it. Did not work out. Gonna go ahead and chip from the fringe rough area, trying to land it in the circle or in the hole. No. Almost 2 birdie chips, but not meant to be. Here I'm just like, let's avoid the tree. Guess what? Hit it right at the tree. It bounces off, loses all its steam, and goes into the water. So we got another water ball here. It is a par 4 this time, and we are barely getting it out onto the fairway with 185 remaining. If we jar this, we get a par, remain at +1. For some reason, I'm watching Obi-Wan Kenobi instead of hitting. The shot is right and short and toey. So now we need a miracle here to keep this in check. Look at the explosions. All of a sudden, Bushwood Country Club starts exploding in the background. We got bombs going. Overall, the scorecard looks fine, 74. And certainly -4 through the first 6, and then +6 through the next 6. Not great. Stay tuned for more rounds.